And right back in time here at Georgetown as the Hoyas and the Panthers are underway. Opening face-off eventually gathered in by Mudlaff, and Tomanovich almost takes it away. We'll get you starters eventually in this one, folks. But Earl, again, the Hoyas in the gray, the Panthers in the black with the purple lids, and because it found the back of the net.
He's a deadly shooter, Jeremy, on the run.
And there's a clean face-off win by Reilly. Hoyas trying to pour it on early here. You've mentioned that a lot this year, that Reilly's got the clamp, but he can't finish it off because guys getting in and causing the turnover.
Well, we joke every week, Jeremy, there's no rules on the 3-on-3 out there on the face-offs, but that was a clean win by James. I'm sure that makes Coach Reilly happy down there on the sideline.
Chance here in front and thrown away. They've got more depth when it comes to our assignment sheets than anybody we faced. And there's one role they're really looking for. It's kind of the Watson finisher in front that makes.
He loves that shot.
9th of the season for Minikis. And the Hoyas with a fantastic start to this game. They're
fastest guy on the team. Maybe Krogan, I think also could be in that mix. You know, here's Dylan Hessel on the wing, Jeremy. Coach Torpy couldn't say enough good things about Dylan. He goes, boy, when you're such a good team that you can make one of your best middies a short stick D midi, he says that's when you know you have some talent.
Reilly with another face-off win. Hess, again, has got some good skills, and Reilly bidding for his first goal of the day. Can't get it in. And again, he's another guy who, because they wanted to take some wear off of him, he basically practiced as a midfielder during the fall, didn't really take any face-offs. So again, he's got a skill set. If he takes it off the face-off, you better watch out because he might score. In purple, and I seeing more and more purple on my spotter sheet each week, because you've seen Kevin Warren, I think maybe in a bid to get a little more energy into this lineup, has gone to some more freshmen, went to Krogan early, but you see more of, which is a number of your Kevin Warren has to improve. It appears he may have told his guys that's got to improve, because you're right, they're shooting on cage so much better. They caught a blue and gray wave to start this game. 6 straight goals by the Hoyas. Before that tally, as Reilly will win the face-off. And now High Point going to try and put on a ride here and maybe cause a turnover. They cannot, as McDermott gets to the cross.
And they went with Arcado there for the freshman Fogo.
Kevin Warren, I'm sure, will tear that one up in film study this week. As how do you lose Van Overbeck? Hoyas did, and it cost them with a goal. Loose ball picked up by Carroll. Hoyas, will they push or set up? And looks like they're going to set up as Bun versus Mom, a former standout lacrosse and field hockey player. Extremely successful in the coaching ranks as well. Her son has been very successful today with 4 goals. Kicked up ahead and picked up by Donaldson, and that'll do it for the. This is almost the first game of your Georgetown where you can not relax, but maybe take a bit of a breath and say, look, let's just go play lacrosse and good things are going to happen. And that's kind of what you've gotten so far today.
And as an old coach, I would never say that. You know that, Jay.
Yeah.
But I agree with you 100%. The thing is not to have a bad quarter. When you get up like this, you're up 4 goals right away. Don't have a bad quarter. Win every quarter or stay tied.
Up in the national ranks in assists, so they will share the ball. And the Hoyas not only up 4 as the Panthers find a way to get a goal, and that's going to be a violation. That'll be a High Point ball, a chance for the Panthers.
5 for 6 shooting, I think, maybe.
It's definitely up there so far today. Don't have the shooting stats, but he's got 5 goals. All his shots have been effective ones as Reilly wins another face-off. Minikis came into this one only 8 goals on the season, and he was a guy that Kevin Warren told us, he said, look, I had all these Patriot League coaches telling me, like, you got one who's going to translate on your level, because everyone knows.
Don't throw that, and he just threw a beautiful pass.
Picked up there by Accardo. Hoyas putting pressure on. It's one thing we are seeing here. They have not backed off on the ride at all today, Earl.
No, I like what they're doing.
Point. Gary Williams would always say, like to press to make sure my guys don't come out flat. You're seeing it right now, the Hoyas, the way they're riding, almost like they want to go ahead and make sure they're staying in the game. by keeping that intensity up. It's a good way to stay intense is by running over and bothering guys the entire lacrosse field.
And riding's not about talent sharing, it's about grit and determination. It's just about hustling. Riding is something that some attackmen just don't enjoy doing, but good attackmen, all around good attackmen, they also are tenacious.
That's right. And honestly, when you look at this High Point team, two toughest games they played this year, losses, Duke and Jacksonville likely. And that Duke game, Coach Torpy did say, look, there were some lessons we needed to learn after that game, that they exposed some things. We've done a good job since then, kind of correcting some of the. Wilson Van Buren back out at the dot for the Hoyas, the freshman, so getting Reilly some breaks in this contest. Actually saw Reilly playing some midfield. Tell you what, when he was on the offensive end, we got to hear Freebird a little bit more. Of course, he's from Jacksonville, the area those guys were all from, Leonard Skinnard. So
nobody better than you, Jeremy, when it comes to rolling in those stories.
Chance here, 2-on-1, point blank, and can't get it into the stick, and that is a
wrong again. And if you're High Point here, you just want to keep playing your game, Jeremy. I mean, you got to prep for what's coming up. For the A10, you got to prep for that. Don't give up on what you do. Don't try to do different things. If you're going to run a zone down in the next few games, run it right now. Get the practice. Practice is great, but nothing takes the place of game time reps.
And that's the thing right now for High Point. They're kind of be in the mode of those really 4 important games, the in-conference and then likely maybe tournament games against Richmond and St. Joseph's that could be for an NCAA tournament bid. Well, Hoya is looking like, has he been a great addition for this team? As you just expected, you bring in transfers you don't really know for sure, especially ones that may come from a lower level, and it's a little bit, but there is a difference in the Patriot and the Big East, and boy, has he stepped right in and done a great job on the hilltop.
And there's a different offensive philosophy too. You go from something that might be attack centered, attack based, to maybe a midfield based offense, but the Hoyas can attack you from both attack and midfield. Again, there's a turnover.
That maybe they could take a bit of a breath in, and instead of coming out maybe flat, they've come out with aggression and fire.
Yeah, maybe Coach Warren at the top of his lungs right there screaming at him at practice this week. Maybe
men are feeding your defensemen and they're scoring goals.
That's for sure.
That's good team building right there.
Exactly.
Because you always, as a attackman, you say, hey, the defensive guys, they did so much for us today, but to actually be able to give them and let them eat. As Coach John Torpy just said, look, he one of the best inside finishers in the game. Boy, is still up big with 7.5 to go here in the third quarter. As Reilly and violation. And a flag on the Hoyas, so his third. So that puts Reilly in the box and High Point with a man up.
I'm really impressed with him, Jeremy. I know we talked about him before the game. I believe he's the second leading scorer maybe on the team. I think he's maybe the first leading scorer after today.
Mai came in with 21 goals, 29 points. So he was behind. This time, clean face-off win by Hoben. Georgetown tries to harass him into the turnover, but gets it off to Ippolito, and High Point will set up. Yeah, this High Point. Reilly with another win. And we'll get off to McGurran, and the Hoyas. Can I get those really good studs that eventually we're going to make into great players by the time they're juniors and seniors? So, of course, and a timeout by John Torpy will take one as well. Hoyas up big in DC, 18-7, 1:15 left to go here in the third quarter. Brian Menikis with his 6 goals today. First time a Georgetown player has scored 6 since Graham Bundy last year against Providence. Had 6 in that 15-5 win over the Friars. And we'll see exactly if he'll get a chance to add on or whether Coach Warren will kind of go with more of the backup group. Interesting thing is if Menikis does get another chance out there, he can actually.
Two-man game up front, little pick. Jacob comes from the inside, little catch and shoot action. It reminds me of Dylan Watson a little bit right there.
It's a good memory to have. against such a special player for the Hoyas. It's one thing Georgetown has done, and they all admit it, and the Hoyas have really helped themselves in all sports, not just lacrosse. Their baseball team has kind of used this to their effect, to their success as well. But one good thing about Georgetown is with the graduate programs, it really does fit in when it comes to bringing in grad transfers.
I don't know if they'll give him a save because it deflected off a guy's stick, so they might not give him the assist on that.
Solomon's first of the day. Pass in front, and long pole chance last year against St. John, so they might be able to challenge that.
Yeah, Dudemain 6'2", 190 out of Toronto, yeah.
Carson Milburn took that face off. So again, Hoya, another home game against Providence will follow that one. Then 3 on the road at Marquette, at Loyola of Maryland, and at St. John's before a home matchup with Villanova on a Friday night to end the season. Little Friday night lights.
Yeah,
for
excited for that one.
I know Villanova did it last year, and again, I think that's in part because of the Big East tournament being normally a Tuesday, Saturday affair, or sorry, Thursday, Saturday affair. So probably want to get as much of a full rest week as they can.
I say with our 8 years here, though, Jeremy, it's our first.
And we referenced this before. The A10 is very happy with their makeup, where they kind of encompass that entire I-95 corridor, where you find a whole lot of good lacrosse players. You know, North Carolina schools
in the last few days, so it's a nice area.
Luke Schlenk now in net for the Hoyas, freshman, 5'9", 150 out of Greenwich, Connecticut. It's a good day for Kevin Warren to get everybody some run. Here's Hoben. He's going to try for the Fogo goal and has it stripped. Pass up ahead, chased down. Good hustle by Caggiano.